Good morning, welcome to Planet Mojo. Today I'm going to be installing the last of the XPS insulation on the underside of the roof deck. We had, I don't know, around 6 inches of snow in the last couple days. So I want to show you what it looks like up on that roof. I have 2/3 of the first layer of XPS on. It goes all the way to here, but there's no insulation on either of the ends, right up at the house or out here. And then this chunk right here. So all that's between the underside here and the outside is 3/4 of an inch of OSB and 40 millimeters? Something like, no, 40, I don't know. The EPDM, it's 0.40 millimeters. So first, let me go show you what it looks like up there, and then I'll come back down here and get started. It is pretty cold out here. I'm not sure what the temperature is, but it's below freezing. But you can see that the heat thawed this whole section here where there is no XPS. It's working on that, but looks like we're getting some ice damming there. And then this is where the XPS is installed. And the faint lines in between is because there's 1/4 inch to 1/2 inch gaps at the edge of each panel of XPS. Those will be foamed up. There will be some thermal bridging, but it's not going to look like this. This is a lot of heat getting out. So once I get these panels in and get this foamed, the snow should evaporate or melt naturally. Here comes Maisie Cat. She's down hunting. Hi, kitty. She heard my voice and wanted me to go pet her, or wants me to go pet her. Oh, there's I gotta go get my cup there. I'm glad I looked out here. That might have stayed there until spring. I don't think I'll be up here again. Okay, I'm gonna go let the cat in, but you can see why I gotta get that in right away, because the heat from the building melting the snow, then it gets over into the shade and refreezes because it's not as warm there, and it's going to cause a nasty ice dam. I don't know if it'll get high enough to cover the scupper hole, but don't want to take the chance. Alright, let's get that installed. I just let Maisie in and thought I'd show you this. This is the scupper. The insulation is done all the way across on this side, except for right at the house. And the scupper is working as it should. These two are both within that part where the insulation is not installed yet. And all it's doing is freezing up and making icicles. So you do get ice damming on flat roofs as well, and basically it's from heat from inside melting the snow on the roof. You don't want any warmth from the inside melting it, only from the outside. If it's with the outside, like the sun or just the temperature is melting it, it's going to be even, and it's going to be warm enough to get it all the way through the scupper. with heat from the inside, you're artificially melting it, and when it gets to a colder area, it's going to freeze like that. So yeah, we better get those panels on. Okay, this is the last one. Show you a little better what I'm doing. First of all, I have a seam in the OSB, and I'm just putting a bead of caulk, or not caulk, but foam adhesive, pump some up into it. The OSB will still be able to expand and contract like it's supposed to, but I believe it will give me a little better vapor sealing. Maybe it will, maybe it won't, but I think so. All right. Then the instructions on this foam glue want you to put it 1.5 inches from the edges, and then lines that are 10 inches apart. And because of the size of these panels, that the 1.5 inches and 10 inches apart both come out pretty much right. I believe it's 11 inches in the middle. Oops. And I'm putting a little dab in the middle just to make sure that's held tight against the ceiling. It is quite a bit easier to just have somebody come and spray foam, but there's issues with that too, with the off-gassing, and big problems if it's not done right. But the biggest reason for us was the expense. We can get far more foam in there by doing it this way, and once this first layer is on, we can take our time with it and get the second layer on more at our leisure. But this first layer needs to get on pretty quick because it's going to be, I think, the latest version of the weather has it right around 5 degrees, coming up real soon. Oh, I think 3 days by the end of the week. That's at night. But with it that cold, we do have water pipes out here, and even with the insulation that we have, it might get too cold out here. I doubt it though. It's really, really warm in here right now. And all I have going is a space heater. What I need is roughly 1/2 to 3/4 of an inch right here. It's not fussy because I got a good amount of play. Then I can wedge this in, and that'll hold it in place. Then I can go down to the far end. If you do insulation like this, make sure you have a way to hold it up there. When we did this side, it was held up by this spreader here, and it could rest on the ledge over there. So once you get it up there, you want to be able to rest it on something while you get your stuff ready to put it up. But once you start pushing it up against the ceiling, it wants to stick really well. This particular bay has a bunch of copper nails coming through. So you gotta impale it on that. And unfortunately, gotta move it a little bit. This will definitely dent the foam, but it makes no difference because this is going to get sprayed. It's going to get spray foam up in the cracks, so it doesn't matter what the shape is, the foam will fill it. Okay, then. I want this pushing on it pretty tight. And what I'm doing here is making sure that the glue spreads out and that anything sticking through or poking in the way gets crushed into the foam and doesn't hold the foam away from the OSB. Didn't have to do this on this side, but the openings in the web get too small to get a cleat close to the end, so I've just been that sucks it up nice and tight. Okay. And this foam is fairly flexible, so you can kind of bend it as you go if you need to, because you definitely don't want to have any places where the foam is touching the truss. Then you won't be able to spray foam around it and seal it up. You want this thing sealed very nice and tight. No place for vapor barrier, or no place for vapor to get through anywhere. It don't look tight, but it is. Unfortunately, I worked on my day job a couple hours around lunch and then found out I didn't have enough of these foam strips. I was too shy, so I had to go cut them. So there won't be time to get this finished tonight because I have to put 6 or 8 more hours into the day job, and I don't want to go way into the morning. Okay, you can see it squeezing out. All right, this one is just wedged in there, and it's pretty far away from the last one, so yank it out and put it right here and screw it in. Screws everywhere on the floor. Okay, now it's just this skinny one and the skinny one at the house. And this has the long screws from the, oh, what do they call that? Reinforcing strip from the roof kit, EPDM roof. That's them. This holds them like 2-inch washers, which hold the strip down, and they only come in these 3-inchers, so definitely got to cut it off. But when you put the foam up, the little nub after they're cut off, that just presses right into the styrofoam, so, or not styrofoam, XPS, extruded polystyrene. Okay, all done. All right, like I said earlier, these clamps are going to stay on here for 3 days, and I really want to get going on these edge ones. So I have these right here. I have enough for 1.5. So if I'll cut these down. See, one of these is 13.5, one's 12.5. I'll make the 13.5, I'll make 8 of them for 13.5, which is these right here. So that's up against the house. I'll make those over in the shed tomorrow, and I'll get these 2 in. But then I don't know if maybe I'll do these, but it's cutting a lot of wood for no reason, because I can wait for these. I think this'll wait, but who knows? Maybe I'll cut them anyways and be done with it. You know, it's just a 2x4, I think. Yeah, it is just a 2x4 to make 4 of these. So yeah, what the heck? I'll get them all cut tomorrow, get the last of the foam up, and let it have the next couple days are really nice and sunny. I think tomorrow is 40 degrees, but 7 degrees overnight. So it's going to need them daytime temperatures to cure this glue. So yeah, I'll get her done tomorrow. Okay, if you want to see that, make sure you subscribe and click on the update icon so you're notified. If you have any questions or comments, make sure you put it in the comment section below. And if you give this video a thumbs up or share it, it helps the channel greatly. Thanks for watching, and have a great day.